What's up guys, it is I, once again, Yusuf Al-Sanad, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review the first season of Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale, created by Bruce Miller and stars an amazing cast of actors which includes Elizabeth Moss, Yvonne Strahovski, Joseph Fiennes, Madeline Brewer, Max Minghella, and of course Ann Dowd, among many people cast in this show. And this show, guys and gals, yours truly got through watching the first season, and it's so amazing. I mean, this show, guys and gals, is a drama slash dystopian story which takes place many years after the second war, the second civil war of America, which is basically about changing America for the better, as they claim. The new government, which now has 2 states in America, all 50 states have been eradicated and has been reduced to 2 states, 2 stars, as a result of the American Civil War, the Second Civil War, all because of this disease, a disease which has basically reduced the population of America. To be more precise, women aren't able to give birth to babies, which includes other nations, other continents such as Mexico and of course Canada, among many places around the world. And this disease is sexually transmitted, and the other disease which has resulted in the population going down because of lack of fertility in the part of both the women and men, most definitely the women, is because of the environment and how the environment is very polluted. All of this is because of pollution and the disease which has been sexually transmitted from men to women and so forth. So this second war, the second American Civil War, which was necessary for some and was supposed to make America great again, to make America a better place, because in their mind, the mind of the new government, they believe what they're doing is best for people, even though what's best for them in their mind is not best for everyone, because what's best for them may be worse for you, it may be worse for me and those we love, which is definitely the case with the main character, who's played so well by Elizabeth Moss, and her character is June Osborn. June Osborn is played so well by Elizabeth Moss, and her character has a husband in Luke, Lucas for you guys and gals who want to be more formal with his name, and of course she has a daughter in this young girl, Hannah. When June, her husband Luke, and their daughter Hannah are chased out of town and are forced to seek refuge in many places until eventually they got caught. Luke was shot down and thought to be dead by his beloved wife June Osborn, and Hannah was taken from her to where we don't know, neither does she nor does Luke, because Luke once again is presumed to be dead, and June Osborn was taken against her will, like many young women like her, and forced to become handmaids. Handmaids who would provide children for their commander and the commander's wife for some fucked up reason, because this story, guys and gals, takes place many years after the American Civil War, the second American Civil War, and this tale is beyond strange, beyond ominous, beyond dark and grim. And this tale, guys and gals, presents a world in which there's little to no hope, zero, in which these handmaids are forced to give birth for their commanders and the commanders' wives, all because the population of America has reduced significantly, and because of this, the handmaids are forced to give babies for them because the population can grow once more. And these handmaids have no choice, they have no say, they are basically walking wombs, as June Osborn, now known as Offred, which is a name given to them, and all the other handmaids, different names, they are basically walking wombs and have no say, no purpose, no choice, no freedom, no rights, nothing. June Osborn, now known as Offred, is one of many handmaids who have 2 choices. 1, to do as you're told, or 2, to get shot down, hung, or sent to the colonies, which is basically a place in which you are to serve until you die and rot the ground. This world, guys and gals, which takes place in this new setting, this new area known as Gilead, which is basically a name from the Bible, even though these people, these Christian folks, are mistranslating and manipulating the Bible, the words of God, to the handmaids and all those who oppose them, to make them believe that what they're doing is God's will, is for the best of America, even though what they're doing is not by God's will, nor is it good for America. It's not best for anyone but for themselves, the second government, and those who have high position in authority authority, which includes the commanders, their wives, more so the commanders, and those of lower status, which includes the aunts, the marshas, the eyes who are basically spies for the government to watch over the commanders and those who might break the law which they created, the law which is so corrupted to its core. And this story, guys and gals, is so amazing yet so dark and not for the faint of heart, especially if you can't stomach the way governments and those of status, those of power, treat those below them, those who are basically slaves for them, the handmaids, and how the handmaids' only purpose is to serve them, to make babies for them, and to make sure they remain obedient to them, their commanders and the wives. But June Osborn chooses to fight against this government, the second government, and to make sure other women fight like her, to fight until their last breath for their country, their nation, their families, for each other, sisters who fight for each other and love each other and want to protect each other and not be selfish, not be cowardly, and to not let the second government control them, their actions, their wills, and to strip them of what makes them human, what makes them women, real women who fight for what they believe in, and to fight for their rights, their children, and their future, their country, America. This story, guys and gals, once again, The Handmaid's Tale is such a great story, a great inspiring story about real women who don't listen to men and stand up for what they believe in, to fight for their rights and to remain steadfast and brave, because one day, guys and gals, hope will be found in their country, will be saved from this tyranny of the government, the second government, the commanders, and all those of status, of authority, and the handmaids one day will be saved, they will be free, whether it's by their own action or the rebellion formed in this world, a rebellion which is basically called May Day, some kind of day which basically means salvation for the handmaids and all those who are being oppressed. Because, guys and gals, oppression is a word thrown around so randomly nowadays, but in this world, guys and gals, in The Handmaid's Tale, which was brought to life by Bruce Miller and those who wrote the story, directed each episode, and the actors and actresses who starred in said episode of The Handmaid's Tale, this world depicts oppression in the most honest, realistic way. And this world, guys and gals, truly does have oppression, and not the world we live in right now, because women are stripped of their rights, they are abused, raped, among many horrible things that men do to them. June Osborn will not stand for that, nor will her sisters, those who are truly brave and are not cowardly like some. Elizabeth Moss is so great as June Osborn / Offred. She is beautiful, brave, poignant in every scene she's in, and Elizabeth Moss, guys and gals, has such natural reactions, such natural expressions, and my god is she so gorgeous. Yvonne Strahovski is so great as the wife of her commander, who's played so well by Joseph Fiennes. Joseph Fiennes' character, who's Fred Waterford, and his wife, who's played so well by Yvonne Strahovski, her character is Serena Joy, also known as Serena Joy Waterford. Max Minghella is so great as Nick Blaine, I think that's his name. He is so great as his character, who's basically an eye for the government, a spy essentially. He's so good, as is Ann Dowd as her character. Ann Dowd, who plays Aunt Lydia, and Aunt Lydia, guys and gals, I really hated her so much from the beginning until the middle part of the story, because we see how she does care about the handmaids and does not like abusing them, nor does she treat them as second-class citizens or third-class citizens. She loves them, cares for them. Even though she does abuse them, it hurts her more than it hurts them, because Aunt Lydia, even though her actions are inexcusable and have no forgiveness to them, she does what's in her mind best for them, the handmaids, and for their country, for America, and all those who live in it, because they have to populate the country by having women, the handmaids, give birth to new babies so the population can rise once more. As good as everyone is, especially Elizabeth Moss, who I love so much and have a huge crush on, the best part in this movie by far, the best character in this TV show, sorry about that, is Madeline Brewer as her character Janine, also known as of Daniel, previously known as of Warren. She is so good, so sincere, so beautiful, so tender, so sweet, and so childlike in her behavior. Janine had her eyes plucked out, her right eye actually, by Ann Dowd's character, Aunt Lydia, which I hate her so much for, even though Aunt Lydia believes she loves her and wanted her to understand that what she did, what Janine did, had consequences, even though it was uncalled called for and very brutal, just as the whole of Gilead is very brutal, very harsh, and very cruel. Janine eventually breaks down, and who could not in this world, guys and gals, because it's very hard to remain brave, to remain steadfast, and to still have hope in this world when men have become monsters, men and women have become animals, inhuman monsters with no soul, no humanity, and have disgraced themselves in the eyes of God, the real God, not the God in their minds, but the real God who loves his children, loves his sons, his daughters, regardless of their race, their orientation, or whatever. Janine is such a tragic character who yours truly loved so much. I loved her, cared for her, and wanted her to make it out alive, even though, guys and gals, in this world, it's very hard to remain steadfast and to remain sane when people have gone insane themselves, whether they care to admit it or not. Madeline Brewer is so great as her character, Janine. I loved her so much, and she is by far my favorite character of this TV show, this TV series, The Handmaid's Tale, which is such a great TV show. I do recommend you guys and gals watch. The story is so great. The costumes are really beautiful to look at. The women are amazing. The men are like meh. Yours truly clearly loves women so much, and these women, guys and gals, are so great, so beautiful, and so awesome to watch, especially Elizabeth Moss and Madeline Brewer as their respective characters. Yours truly cannot wait to see the second season of The Handmaid's Tale, which is such a great show. Once again, I do recommend you guys and gals watch. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, and so much more. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.